it's good to have you here tonight. Thanks for coming to our Huntsman Hotel. We enjoy being here, and we hope you will also. You know, I want to tell a little story. I've got a relative or two in the audience tonight, and one of them is Bob Peters. Do you hold your hand up down there, Bob? Yeah, this is my relative, is my brother-in-law. And I have known for a
fact. Our condolences.
Yeah. When he and Cheryl first got married, he was a little bit of a backslider, you might say. And he had a bad drinking problem. And one day, Cheryl was over to the neighbor lady, and she said, oh my gosh, and she just lamented the horrible problems that this was creating in their lives. And lo and behold, the neighbor lady suggested, she said, well now, look, next time that kind of thing happens, why don't you just scare him to death? I know that'd help. Yeah. So she said, oh, anything will help, I'm all for it. So next time he goes on a little party, she hides out behind the rock, gets all dolled up in his sheet, and when he comes home, kind of generally toward the, flows out of the car and toward the front door, why, she comes out behind this rock and this sheet and goes, and he goes, oh, who are you? And she said, I'm the devil. He said, the who? And she said, the devil. He said, well, I'll be. Put her there, buddy. I think you might be married to your sister. Are three that most of you know. I see some silver threads among the gold out there, and I know you know these words. So just a cowboy singing, you know, is kind of like different than country western. It's a participative sport. And what happens is, you know, it used to be really cowboy was country. Nowadays, country is different. Country, kind of one guy standing up in front of an nice audience like you folks, and being accompanied by a group like us, usually they're kind of singing like about somebody else's wife kind of a deal. Whereas cowboy is 3 and 4 part harmony, not one guy. And we're
singing about somebody else's horse?
Yeah.
Kind of like the difference between the two ends of the horse.
Watch your step, folks.
Can you tell which end is which though, Robert? Here we go.
All day I face the barren ways without the taste of water.
For
drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed. I know when night is gone that a new world for dawn rolling along. Deep in my heart is a song. Here on the range I belong, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed. Drifting along with the tumbleweed, tumbleweeds.
What's that?
When are you going to do the poem?
What poem? Oh,
Do we have another cowboy wannabe?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It must be.
Yeah, hey, you know, Ed, he sent me a poem here about 2 weeks ago. He said, I'm coming to your thing, and I've been thinking about changing occupations. Do you mind reading the poem? Did the best I could to memorize it. But Ed, if you're going to change your occupation, I think the timing is a fairly important thing. Do you mind if we put you off just a little bit?
Sure.
However, there is big money in cowboy poetry.
I understand.
Big money.
You know, I want to tell you about Dee Putnam down. Dee, hold your hand up down there. Dee Putnam is the guy with the skinned head up. Yeah.
Did
And
you say skinhead?
skinny head.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, what happened was that I met Dee. He lives up there in my territory, up in Camas Woodland area, Francis, and I met him in the doctor's office. I've been bucked off a horse and I'd broken 12 ribs, and I'm sitting there kind of nursing my suffering, and Dee comes in with this toad stuck to his forehead. And it wouldn't come off. His wife wasn't with him. He was using some unsavory stuff, and she wouldn't come in. And he walked through the door, and the doctor walked through the other door, and the doctor looked at him and said, "Holy cow, what have we got here?" With that, the toad spoke up and said, "Gosh, Doc, I don't know. First thing I noticed, it was just a little wart here on my rear end."
I had one of those once. Roger's going to sing a song about a wind called Mariah.
Way down west, they've got a name for rain and wind and fire.
The rain is tense, the fire is low, and they call her writes some gorgeous tunes about the beauties of Utah. Bob, tell them about this next one.
This tune is off our platinum album. I mean, off our album. It's called the Weber River. We have a cabin. Our family has a cabin up on the head of the Weber River, and it's been in there. It's been found for a century, about a century now, close to a century. Anyway, I've had some fond memories up there, being with my dad, who passed away about 35 years ago. And he used to take us up there, and we'd say, "Dad, let's go see the big river." And that's why you hear that kind of a thing in the tune, and we call it Weber River. Early in the morning, at the break of dawn, I put the bacon down, my Stetson on, saddle up my horse and take a ride. Through the aspen trees you can see the breeze. It takes me to the place that leads to the cool, cold waters of the Weber running by. Big river, running through my mind, rolling river, down the valleys slip and wide. Take me home, you're the highway I roam. Weber River always running through my mind. Oh, the beautiful banks of the Yampa Green, what a marvelous sight, so rarely seen. The mighty Colorado fills your eyes. When the campfires brighten the field alone, I'll lay my bedroll down to sleep at night, with the cold, cold waters of the Weber running by. Big river, running through my mind, rolling river, down the valley slip and wide. Take me home, you're the highway I roam. Weber River always running through my mind. I can always see all that nature has in store for me. But if it's not to be, I won't ask why. Just as long as I can throw a line in the river, always on my mind, in the cold, cold waters of the Weber running by. Big river, running through my mind, rolling river, down the valley slip and wide. Take me home, you're the highway I roam. Weber River always running through my mind. Weber River always running through my mind.
How many of you guys have been to a Cowboy poetry gathering somewhere? Raise your hands if you've been to one. Hey, we've got quite a few in here. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
I don't know, I think we got more. I think we got some closet cowboys out there.
How many of you guys are closet cowboys? Well, we got one down there, at least as honest.
He's coming out.
Well, we'll try a little this time. Come on up here, then. Help us out with this. You're coming out of your closet. We're going to try this on you, see if you like this, okay? Here's just a little short poem. You know, those old cowboys get out there writing poetry on the back of a back of a horse watching a cow.
Yeah, some cowboys.
You do that with a branding iron or what?
And by golly, their poetry gets so long that they can't read it that night. I mean, people won't stay. So we shortened a few of them, and here's one of them. I wrote this some time back. It goes like this. One summer night when the stars were lit, Pa went out to stroll a bit. When Pa got home, Ma had a fit, 'cause the stars were gone and Pa was lit.
Pretty.
You know, I got another one. I can't make this thing rhyme at the back end. Try it. Help me out a little later. With Little Jack Horner sat in a corner,
I know that one.
eating a bowl of soup. By chance of mishap, it fell in his lap, and he said, "Hey waiter, there's a soup in my fly."
That's the best applause we've got in months.
Try yours, Hardy. See if that works any better.
You got them warmed up for me here. Here we go. The service station trade was slow. The owner sat around with sharpened knife and cedar stick piled shavings on the ground. The country boys were present too with glittering blade and bow. Had I retained the things I'd learned, I'd be much wiser now. No town facilities had they. The log across the reel led to a shack marked his and hers that sat again the hill. "Where's the ladies' restroom, sir?" The owner, leaning back, said not a word but whittled on and nodded toward the shack. With quickened steps she entered there, but only stayed a minute and then screamed as though a snake or spider might be in it. With startled look and beet red face, she bounded through the door and headed to the car, as did the three gals there before. She jumped the footlog across the stream, and the owner gave a shout as her silk stockings drooping down caught on a weeded sprout. She got up, dusted herself off in obvious disgust, headed to the car, stepped on the gas and faded in the dust. Of course, we all desired to know what made the gals all do the things they did, and then we found the whittling owner knew. A speaking system he devised to make this thing complete. He tied a speaker on the wall beneath the toilet seat. He'd wait until the gals got set, and then this devilish tyke would stop his whittling long enough and speak into the mic. And ere she sat, a voice below struck terror to the dear. "Would you please use the other whole man we're painting under here?" Another song. He always sing right into the sky as they sway back and forth on the saddle on the horse. That was in the day, it's such a funny beater, do the two names repeat her how they run. From the old fellows young because the western folks all know he was a half-a-loon root to the saddle young from Arizona, ragtime Cowboy Joe. Well, out in Arizona where the batman knock, the only thing they got is the evening star. The roughest, toughest man by far is a ragtime Cowboy Joe. Well, you gotta start singing to the cows and the sheep, and every night they say singers short to sleep. In the bass voice so rich and deep, he croons so soft and low. He'd always sing the rag of music to his cattle as they sway back and forth on the saddle on the horse. That was in the day, that's such a funny meter, do the two names repeat her how they run. From the old fellas come because the western folks all know he was a half-a-loon root to the saddle gun from Arizona, ragtime Cowboy Joe. Well, he always rode his horse syncopated gait, sang and he played till the night was late, singing, swaying, singing in a drawl, a ragtime Cowboy Joe. Well, the rattlesnakes couldn't even scratch his hide, the scorpions couldn't even catch his eye. But when he got to singing, he got everybody high. He crooned so soft and low. It always sing the rag of music to his cattle as they sway back and forth on the saddle on the horse. That was in the gate and such a funny meter, do the two names repeat her how they run. From the old fellas come because the western folks all know he singing that wrong. Ragtime Cowboy Joe. He got up, started singing 50,000 sheep. Now he's singing all the pretty girls to sleep. Right out in Arizona where the doggies roam. He's still old Cowboy Joe. He'd always sing right to the coons cattle as they sway back and forth on the saddle on the horse. That syncopated sun, the bunny eater to the tune that is a beater, how they run on the old fellow's drum. Because the western folks all know he was battling for him to sound the countryman was on a ragtime cowboy. He's some cowboy dog about the Cowboy Joe. Ragtime Cowboy Joe.
You know, there's another poem a couple of them I wanted to do for you before we get too far along in the program and I forget. It's not that old age is catching up with me, I want you to know that. But,
Ask your buddy.
Are you sure, Bob?
you think it's passed me by. Listen, hey, I'm not over the hill yet, buddy.
You know, you just stalled on the ridge.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, you do know you're getting older. A few of us in here that knows that. And you know you're getting old when a grandmother and her good-looking granddaughter go walking down the sidewalk and you actually think the grandmother is better looking.
I've seen a few grandmothers that are better looking.
Well, then there's always another one, too, that when they walk by, your pacemaker opens the garage door. That's bad.
But what's really embarrassing is when you're sitting with one of these folks and you know they're biting down on a good juicy piece of steak and the teeth stay there. You ever had that experience?
You're bad, you're bad.
That is bad.
Anyway, this poem, it starts out like this. Now, those of you who have bought a bull, you'll no doubt agree with me that the newfangled ways of picking bulls just ain't what they used to be. Nowadays, you have to have a geneticist to help you do things right, because picking out a bull requires more than just sight. You've got to know the dam and the sire, and you check out the pedigree, and then you have to reckon with those things they call EPDs. Expected progeny differences. That's what the initials mean. It helps a rancher pick a bull without the calves being seen. It deals with things like calving ease and birth and weaning weights. Not to mention scrotal size and all the maternal traits. But you know, you put all this stuff together and it helps the rancher know what the calf crop is going to turn out to be. Which of those little bull calves are just going to have to go. Well, the other day I got to thinking, if they use such things on men, if they compiled up all our data and stuck us in a pen, I wonder what kinds of changes we'd have seen throughout the years. Stand up, Ted Bullock. Stand quickly up. This man, probably as big as he is, would have been one of the bulls the rest of us in here the steers.
That's a high compliment to pay your future son-in-law.
By the way, Ted Bullock and my little daughter sitting there beside me just got engaged the other night. Would anybody like to give them a little round of applause? Well, it's good to have them here tonight. We have a lot of other honored guests here tonight, too. We have right in front of Ted and Jody. Clark, will you and Gene Fitzgerald hold your hands up? Now this guy right here, stand up, Clark. I mean, this guy is truly a pioneer. Look at him. He's not as old as he looks, I'm telling you.
Is there anybody out there that hasn't already been offended?
Please line up now.
I'm working on it.
Well, anyway, Clark's got a birthday coming up. Would anybody like to guess how old? It's okay if you're not nice. 32. No, Clark's here tonight to celebrate his birthday on the 2nd coming up of April. which is Groundhog Day. Is that right, Clark? Is it sick? I'm in February. April's my birthday, Clark, and I thought you were a pretty great guy. So. Anyway, we're glad to have you guys here with us. I have a brother-in-law and a sister down here. Would you guys hold your hands up? That's you know which one's the sister, I guess, don't you? I'd like to have my sister and brother-in-law, just for fun, we grew up on this kind of music. Come up, will you, Cheryl, you and Bob, and sing this song with us. We had a dad who just passed away a couple years ago at 96, and he was very precious to us. When we were children, hardly a day ever went by that he didn't say, "Sing Silver-Haired Daddy before you go to bed tonight." So we would get together and we'd put some part harmony to it. There were 5 children. Come on up here, Cheryl and Bob. There were 5 children, and this was his song. And the last time I sang this song to him was a couple of days before he passed away. So we're going to sing Silver-Haired Daddy. Hardy, put it in a, let's see, Bob, they're going to sing lead, aren't you? All right, sing in the line, is that too low? In the seat, sing right in that right there. Sing third, second. Here we go. In the line of a shack in the mountains, bravely fighting the battle of time, is a dear one whose weather life's sorrow. Is that silver-haired daddy of mine? If I could recall all the heartaches, dear old daddy, I'd call you today. If I could erase those lines from your face and bring back the glow to your hair, if God would but grant me the power just to turn back the pages of time, I'd give all I own if I could but atone to that silver-haired daddy of mine. Now I know it's too late, dear old daddy, to repay all those sorrows and cares, for your mother is waiting in heaven just to comfort and solace you there. If I could recall all the heartaches, dear old daddy, I'd brought you to bed. If I could erase those lines from your face and bring back the glow to your hair, if God would but grant me the power just to turn back the pages of time, I'd give all I own if I could but atone to that silver-haired daddy of mine. You ready for that poem of yours, Ed?
Yeah.
You know, Ed, do all of you people know what a maverick is in the cattle? It's a critter that you shake out the branding iron and the lariat rope and saddle a horse and head for the herd. And a maverick is one that'll see you coming, look at that fire, the rope, the horse, the whole thing, and the tail and head are gone up and they're gone. Well, there are people like that too, and Eddie, he wrote about a maverick. He said, I want all you folks tonight to know that I ain't no maverick. Because I've got the scars here to show the proof that I've been branded by my two big sisters, you know. Yeah, I remember back when I was an innocent little 4-year-old boy growing up a cowboy, my life to enjoy. But one day those two big sisters decided it was time to play. And they chose me to be their calf to tie and brand that day. I mean, they threw me down and tied me up, and I'm going along with this joke till the one big sister comes at me with this red-hot stove poke, and I started hollering and bellowing and kicking just like a calf. And when that stove poke hit my hide, it put a bar up on my lip, and I bit right through my lip. Put a bar up on my hip, and I bit right through my lip. So I want all you folks tonight to know that I ain't no maverick. Though by now the brand has pretty well gone away. But you know, through the years I've thanked the dear Lord, and I still do to this very day, that those two big sisters hadn't yet learned something which could have been my fate. For they hadn't yet learned how to earmark or dehorn or castrate. Good job, Eddie! You know, that's a great poem when you
follows through on it.
Well, you asked us to guess how old he was. We're still trying to guess how old he is.
Who wants to
have guesses here?
Hey, this man's been on the range for a lot of years now. Could we have a Clark stand up and turn around?
He's having a hard time.
Do a pirouette.
Stand up.
All right, now don't look at anything that you see. How old is Clark Fitzgerald? Guess. 67, boy, he's kind, isn't he ever, Clark?
72.
71, 72. Keep going, am I bid for more? How much am I bid here? What do you say? Gene?
I say so.
That's the best punchline I've heard all year.
He wouldn't tell us how old he was, so we're just going to have to let you think he's 83.
All right, we'll try a rip-roaring one on you.
Come on and throw away your troubles, yes, and do the move, and settle your worries for free. Well, there's a great day in town, can't you hear it all? But it's a cowboy to ride. You've got lots of leisure time and nothing else to do, and wanna be happy as me. Just grab your hat and get your boots, and pretty soon you'll be longing for the cowboy to ride. Just hear the cowboy ride the plan. See those cowboys out there swaying. You know your boots will be nothing when you get into the swing. Saying cowboy's life is for me. So all your hands you'll be sharing, and with me you'll be hand for the cowboy to ride. You know, Hardy does a song that I think you'll enjoy. It's an old-time song from way back when. I don't even know if anybody knows where it came from, other than Martin Murphy resurrected it years ago. And the name of this song is Cora Mia Mi Corazon. Spanish is a loving tongue. He likes to say it in English. I love to do it in Spanish because that's the only Spanish I know.
Someone tell him he's
in
wrong.
English.
I bought it in tune. I just don't understand it. Thank you. Hey, don't you're. She's doing it off now. Somebody give me an H.
We got a lot of hee-hee-hees out there, but no.
It sounds like H to me.
Here we go. Spanish is that too high?
You're singing it. I don't mind. You know, we
Let's start
want to
all
do
over
this
now.
number real badly tonight. It looks
He
like
just wanted to show off how many
start,
keys
doesn't
he
it?
can sing this in.
I just like a lot of attention. I never got a lot of attention as a child. Let me tell you. Spanish is the loving tongue, soft as springtime, light as spray. There was a girl I learned it from, living down Sonora way. Now I don't look much like a lover, yet I say her love was over. Late at night when I'm all alone, me alone, me corazon. There were nights I would run, she would listen for my spurs, fling that big door open wide, brings those laughing eyes of her. And how those hours would get to flying pretty soon. I'd hear crying, please don't leave me alone, me alone. Me corazón. Then one time I had to fly. I got into foolish gambling fight. I had to say swift goodbye in that black, unlucky night. And traveling north, her words kept Like as not, 'tis better so. And yeah, I've always sort of missed her since that last good night I kissed her. I left her heart, but I lost my own. Adios, corazón.
You know, this little girl over here on my left has been playing fiddle since she was 3 years old, and I know you're going to see it now show. Would you like to hear her do a right good rendition of Orange Blossom Special? Yeah. That's good. Bring her on. Here we go.
You know, I bought this one too.
I think you both bought it at the same store.
Hey, have you ever heard that song? It's one of my favorites. Well, she's Jailbreak.
This what?
Jailbreak. Here it goes. Here's Jailbreak.
All right, now folks, this is an opportunity to stretch your legs, stretch your arms, do a little bit of high impact or low impact aerobic exercise.
You know, my wife got a wild hair a few months back. This is kind of a memorable song for me because
About 20 years ago, she got another one.
Hey, we just caught
now they're all falling out.
We caught one up on top of the mountain this past summer, didn't we, Jack? Cut us a wild hair. Hey, no shoe hair, right? That's what you're talking about. That's the one.
Ezra is trying to calm down the crowd for a soft, melodic tune.
What key is that in anyway? What key?
That's an
H, G.
Just pick one. There you go. That sounds good too. Why don't you use both of those? Here we go. As I ride through pouring rain, seeing doggies over head, I still can see her tear-stained face as I rode away. The roundup's near an end, just beyond the riverbed, and with the doggies safe, I collect my pay. I'm going home, and if she'll have me, I will stay. Going home, and I'll never go away. To the girl I left behind, she is never far from mine. Going back to Utah, going home. There is something about the rain, cleanses souls, eases pain. I miss her, but I know she'll be there when I come. I can see her by the tree that belongs to her and me. In the mountains, by a cabin we'll call home. I'm going home, and if she'll have me, I will stay. Going home, and I'll never go away. To the girl I left behind, she is never far from mine. Going back to Utah, going home. The sun is breaking through, and I see a sky so blue, just about as blue as those blue eyes I love. I can see her by the tree that belongs to her and me, and her eyes will shine as bright as stars above. I'm going home, and if she'll have me, I will stay. Going home, and I'll never go away. To the girl I left behind, she is never far from mine. Going back to Utah, going home. Going back to Utah, going home. Thank you.
A little bit of coyote calling from our gentleman up in the Woodland area that you went to.
Out on the mountain, so happy and free, there lives a maiden, she's waiting for me. When we get married, we'll drift with the tide and hear no chime bells ring. Chime bells are ringing, halloo, oh, mockingbird singing, halloo, oh, oh, sing, my little lovebird, halloo, oh, upon a summer day. Halloo, hey, halloo, oh,
What do you know about
You know, we're pretty happy with this place. I don't know how many people have looked around here in this old desert village and seen the, honestly, millions of dollars worth of memory that exists. And we're pretty happy with the fact that all four of us up here that you see tonight are the great-grandchildren of early Mormon pioneers.
Or pioneers themselves.
Yeah, you know.
Tell us the story, Rodney.
Well, anyway, I was getting real sober here.
Oh, we love you, Rod.
Anyhow, seriously, between the years of 1847 and 69, there were about 70,000 people who sacrificed unmercifully to come here from everywhere in the world. And they brought us our beautiful home here in the West. We cannot ever cease being grateful for it, can we? All of us. I mean, most of you out there are also pioneer children, aren't you? Yeah? Okay. You're all pioneer grandchildren then. A little more applause for great-grandchildren or great-grand. They were waiting for it. Clark, you're the only one who clapped on children.
That's how we know.
Bob Hardy's wrote this song, and it's about one of his treasured ancestors that paid the final supreme price. Her husband was trying to say goodbye to her as he placed her in a shallow trail grave from the lonesome prairies of Wyoming.
By the fire, and the reason I don't see the time, since I laid you to rest on that Wyoming crest, 'cause I'm alone on the prairie tonight. My mind's beginning to wear, for it seems that I see you there. Give a beckoning glance for a heavenly dance, a waltz on the prairie tonight. Two-stepping on down the trail, a whirl, a twirl through the veil. High in the boughs, keeping time. The players all perched in the praising the love of my God for our paradise promenade, bounding a stream that abounds. Oh, please let this dance never Now I see a young pine tree where you were dancing with me. Your lily more soft seems now a mirage, like our waltz on the prairie tonight.
know, we have some other relatives here tonight that I failed to recognize properly. Ewan, would you just stand up and say hello to an operatic lady right here, will you? Esther's mama.
Well, she likes this kind of music.
She does, do you, Ewan? Oh, hey, now there's a special taste there. And George, hold your hand up, will you? You're not quite as pretty as Ewan, but stand up anyway.
And my brother John and Nancy, and my husband Mel,
And she's saving the best for last.
my little girl.
You. Good to have you here tonight. Is there anybody else that's related to us that wants to be recognized?
And Eric, this is Eric. It's my sister's boy.
Okay, good to have you here, Eric.
Someone back here raised their hand.
Who raised their hand back there?
They're pointing.
Oh, we have any orphans in the
I got my
crowd?
nephew just got off a mission that's hugged up to that little girl in red back there.
Well, we didn't waste any time now, did we?
Ryan, hold your hand up. Now there's a tenor singer.
Looking for a new companion, Ryan?
And my niece,
Hi, right here, don't we?
yeah, my niece Jody Lynn and her new husband Brat. Did I get that wrong?
Yes.
Good to have all of you here. That's the only way we can get a crowd, folks, let's face it. In closing tonight, folks, we've enjoyed being with you. You've been a wonderful audience. This last song is one we love doing. When you stop to think about the great heritage we enjoy, you can easily ask yourself, has anybody ever contributed to the destiny of America? And to the whole world, for that matter, as has the great American cowboy. Well, he's up with the crack of dawn, putting that big boot on. Pulling those calves and the snows left him tired. There's tension in the air as he meets the winds of fair. The reason's gone, the winter has hit him hard.
Cowboy, great American cowboy, big high boots, it's some high leather vest. Cowboy, great American cowboy, with us and a rope and a gun, he tamed the West.
Well, he's up with the crack of dawn, putting those woolies on. The wind's so cold that you'll run it down his spine. The clear rain gets froze, and every little dog he knows, he's an angel of mercy mounted on horse of pride.
Cowboy, great American cowboy, big high boots, Stetson high leather vest. Cowboy, great American cowboy, with a horse and a rope and a gun, he tamed the West.
He's up with the crack of dawn, putting that bacon on. He grins. It's a long letter in that day. Got the ice and the beaten hay. He knows every winter's life depends on him. Cowboy, great American cowboy.
Big high boots, Stetson hat and a leather vest. Cowboy,
Great American cowboy.
with a horse and a rope and a gun, he tamed the West. He's up with the crack of dawn, putting that bacon on. Winter is past and the skies are clear and blue. There's green time everywhere, and folks are frolicking there, and sing the Lord once more for seeing him through. Cowboy,
Great American cowboy.
big high boots, Stetson hat and a leather vest. Cowboy,
Great American cowboy.
with a horse and a rope and a gun, he tamed the West. He's up at the crack of dawn, putting that Stetson on, and pulling any other war to celebrate.
sure. We're going to let the granddaddy down here tell us. Clark, what do you say? You want one more? Yeah. Think you can handle her? At your age?
All right, well, I got to tell you something kind of special about this next song. It's got 25 verses. Oh, but before that, would anybody like to hear a little bit of bluegrass banjo playing? Geez, Bob, I can play my off-tune spoons. That's a big hit.
I think these guys were brothers or something.
All right, you ready?
Somebody hit my spoons.
You know, Hardy, with this banjo getting it in tune is a pain. Holy cow, it's a pain. You know, we were doing a thing down in Carson City, Nevada here, and all. Come on, go.
Come on, Bob.
Carson City, Nevada, you know, we're always kidding about bring your cotton picking noisy banjo, Robert. And lo and behold, they're expensive. These banjos are very expensive. And we were inside, and he's, oh my gosh, I think I left the car door unlocked. I said, no, you didn't. You locked it, Hardy. He said, no, I think I left it unlocked, and I left my banjo in the car. I've got to go back. He ran back up to his car, and sure enough, there it was. The window was broken. It was a locked door, but the window was broken, and there sat his banjo with two others right beside it.
What's that old saying? Misery likes company?
Let's do that last one.
So it's still locked up in the pants.
Well, as I was saying about this last song, it's got 25 verses, but you are in luck because we only know 3. But you gotta sing or there will be a remedial course held afterwards.
You know, I want to give you one more poem before you go. Is there any popular request for that?
Oh.
Thank you.
I got a couple. Clark, what do you say? Can I do it now? Yeah, all right.
Clark, he didn't tell you that Clark's one of his neighbors. Clark, how much did he pay you?
This is about Nancy Mitten, right down here. Hold your hand up, Nancy.
That is the prettiest color of pink and purple I've ever seen.
Nancy got herself a puppy. He was very cute and round. She wanted to do the healthy thing to keep him safe and sound. So she took him to a vet for the necessary things so she could feel the comforts that a healthy puppy brings. Now Nancy, well, you might say she's endowed, and the vet, he was young and new. And the pup, he kept on squirming, so giving shots was kind of hard to do. So Nancy said, well, look, I'll just hold him close here and you shoot him in the room. So the young vet, he just grabs a syringe and he shot that closest bone. Because he didn't get distemper though. He's doing fine so far.
That's good.
But Nancy, she's been checking out the fire plugs and barking at all the cars.
Still smiling.
Oh, carry me back to the lone prairie, where the guy goes high and the wind blows free. And when I die, you can bury me in the western sky on the lone prairie. I'm a lonesome cowboy, far away from home, far from the prairie that I used to roam, where the donkeys wander and the wind blows free. My heart grows fonder for the lone prairie. Sing it with us now. Oh, carry me back to the lone prairie, where the guy goes high and the wind blows free. Get in touch with your feminine side. When I die, you can bury me beneath the western sky on the lone prairie. Get it, Esther? Give me back my saddle, give me back my dog, give me back my bronco that I used to run. Let me spread my blanket high as these folks read. Hear the cowboys singing by the campfire's gleam. One more time. Oh, carry me back to the lone prairie. Don't be shy on that now. Where the coyotes howl and the wind blows free. And when I die, you can bury me beneath the western sky on the lone prairie. Neath the western sky on the lone prairie.
Good night, everybody.
Final announcement. We have CDs and tapes, the proceeds of which go to the benefit of needy children, ours. Thank you, everybody.
was fun. She said it was fun. This is the first time we've taped ourselves. We want to see what we look like.